Good morning. It is Sunday. Yes, Sunday. Scale was good to me yesterday. Down 4. But I knew the gain over the previous week was kind of artificial, so I'm not really taking credit over any hard work when it comes to that. So I just know that when there is a certain case of pain that is so severe that I need to take anti-inflammatories like ibuprofen, I know that there's going to be weight fluctuations, and they'll be crazy and insane, and I don't take them seriously because you can't do that, because literally if you allow every single uptick or downtick to affect you emotionally, you're going to celebrate 1,000 times and you're going to commiserate 1,000 times. And the key to longevity is to do neither. You can celebrate the big stuff when the big stuff happens, but always know that the work is the work, and it needs to be done on a daily basis, day in and day out. And even if whenever you get to the end goal, there's going to be work. It's not like the work ends. The work might be different, but it's definitely you have to start to navigate the world of whatever is next, right? For some people, maintenance is just next. Like, I want to maintain the weight that I achieved, and I'm not, hey, if that's your thing, that's your thing. But then for other people, there could be, like, what can I do to improve my body further, right? Because a scale number is just one number on a metric report that essentially is a minuscule line in the broad scheme of things. Body composition becomes a question at some point. There's many different kinds of 200 pounds, right? You can be 200 pounds with 20% body fat. You can be 200 pounds with 10% body fat, and you can be 200 pounds with 50% body fat. And there's going to be a clear one that it's the healthy one, right? And so even when you get to your scale goal, there is something to shift toward. There is something to pay attention to next if you want to get in and learn what it takes to actually change body composition. And a lot of people, they don't really think about it, right? They just say, oh, I'm at a healthy weight. They put all their value into that scale number and as a dictation of health. And it really, especially in 2025, a scale result is not a dictation of real health. True health is defined by the composition of that weight. Where is that weight distributed, and how is it used, right? Are you carrying fat? Are you carrying muscle? Are you carrying water? All of these things are more things that you can pay attention to once you get to that part. It doesn't just have to be, what do I do to maintain? It could become something completely different, because the maintenance world, from what I observe, I'm not in maintenance. So from what I observe of the people that are in maintenance, I see a lot of boredom. There's not much to aim for anymore. You're just kind of in cruise control. And I think that there are a few different kinds of people in the world. There's the people that learn from what they observe. There's the people that only learn by doing it themselves. And there's the people that never learn, right? And I think from all of the observing I do, that I think I'm going to have a different attitude about achieving the final, the scale goal that I wanted I'm going to have a different attitude at that point of what comes next. I'm always going to have something to chase, because as long as we have, I'm sorry for the wind, but as long as we have something to chase, then you are in the work mindset, right? And you are aiming for a goal, an obvious goal that you want to push for, and you keep working toward that, even though it might be a different kind of goal. Maybe it's not about scale result anymore. You know, I once saw this article, and ever since I saw that article, it kind of changed my thinking. And it was basically a bunch of women, and it was before and after pictures. And every single woman on the article was the same weight in both pictures. And that's what made it so interesting. The before and after both dictated. So if the woman was 175 pounds, both pictures are 175 pounds. And essentially what it looked like, this is the change of when you start to pay attention to body composition. So literally every before picture is the same weight as every after picture, where the person just decided that chasing body composition was the next thing that they would do. And the transformations, you would think that she lost 50 or 60 more pounds. It's just, and really all it is a different shape. The body took the conversion of fat to muscle and placed it in areas where, in reality, you know, they were talking about that in the workshops a couple of weeks ago about strength training or whatever. People are really scared of strength training. They're scared that it's going to bulk women up and all this other stuff. But when you see these women, they actually look more feminine in that article. In the after, when they have sat there and built a bunch of muscle, they actually look more feminine than they started. So there is a way to create a body that women would want to pay for rather than work for. I mean, it's not just for women, it's for men too. But there is a way to create that body, and it's just about not are you capable, because everybody is capable. We spend too much time in this world giving power to a 4-letter word that no one should give power to. You know, the people closest to me know if you're ever going to instantly trigger my emotions, you'll start using the word can't. And the one thing I could say about that word is the last 6 years of my life proved that word is probably the biggest lie anybody can tell themselves. And it doesn't even have to be about health. It could be about anything. That word can't needs to die. It needs to die in everyone's life, not just my life, but everyone's life. It is an outright lie. It's a delusion, and it's a choice to believe, because in reality, everybody's capable of doing anything. The question is always going to be, are you willing to do the work necessary? In other words, anybody can become Michael Jordan if they're willing to do the work Michael Jordan did to become Michael Jordan. And you might be not as physically gifted, which means your work is harder than Michael Jordan's work. So the amount of work might be different, but it doesn't mean if we all go through life believing that, oh, there can only be one Michael Jordan, then that's the kind of life you're going to live, right? There's only one Michael Jordan until there's the next one. Something can't be done until somebody does it, okay? So if you do what you need to do, have a little funeral service for the word can't, write it on a piece of paper, flush it down the toilet. It's a burial at sea. Bury that word and stop using it and move on and start the real journey. And stop saying I can't and start saying I'm capable and I'm willing. It's Sunday, it's the Lord's Day, it's family day. Enjoy your family, enjoy your worship, enjoy your Sunday. I love each and every one of you. God bless you all.